Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op.
Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Co-dependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, the greatest video game and beer podcast in the world. I'm Ian. I got Jarrod and Dave with me today.
Hey.
Nope.
Hey.
I think we scared off. Well, no. Nick is coming home. I think he just landed, so he might show up in a half hour. He might pop in.
Yeah, it depends on how he feels getting back from the airport, doesn't it?
Yeah, and knowing him, he might
Big
actually
question
do it.
mark.
And then Aaron, just a little tired. The baby was up late last night, so...
Yeah. He's got a little one and he's just moved house and so life's just busy.
So it's just the three amigos here. Please do me a favor and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Couch Co-op Shows, all one word, no hyphen. You can find our podcast on all the podcasting platforms, including youtube.com/MilkmanPictures, where you can watch us. You can also watch us on Spotify. Let's see what else. Oh, go to anchor.fm/The Couch Co-op Show, and you can leave us a voice message. Still waiting for someone to do that so we can play it on the show. Whoever does it, I'll send you a prize. Just putting it out there. Just fuck it. I'll send you something. It'll be stupid, but I'll send you something. All right. Let's get started. I believe this week it's Jarrod's choice. The beer that scared everyone away. What are we drinking this week, Jarrod?
I got some Michelob Ultra.
The superior light beer.
Yeah. I've got the...
Superior.
It looks like we're all going for different packages. You've got the 12-ounce can, Ian's got the bottle, and I've got the 25-ounce super can.
2.6
man.
carbs, 95 calories, 4.2% alcohol.
I'm going to open it while you...
All right, let's pop it open.
Yeah, I'm gonna open mine.
3, 2, 1.
I actually know I have a friend who, and this is pretty much all he drinks. He likes this beer because he says he can drink a lot of it and it doesn't,
Is this the
taste.
only Michelob beer that's made anymore?
Amber Bach.
Do they still make that?
Yeah. You can still find it.
Can we?
Yeah. I've seen it at Total Wine recently.
They make a bunch of hard seltzers. I saw those. And then I've seen they've made a load of these with fruit in them, like lime and
Ooh.
things.
Ooh.
It's actually not that bad. I was quite surprised.
Oh, I do see it. Organic seltzer.
Mhm.
Oh,
And they make a gold version of this.
pure
that's like-
gold.
yeah,
I
that's
see
all organic is something that I think is the...
That's funny.
Like a very sweet beer. Very
No,
sweet.
That's not bad, but I've been drinking Keystone Light recently, and
Well, that light beer tastes a
Don't
little bit more
power
like
me.
beer. This one tastes like
Yeah.
almost nothing. It has a very, like Jarrod says, it's a little sweet, and then it's kind of
Mhm.
nondescript.
Yeah, I don't really get any hops, any kind of bitterness really going on. No skunkiness,
Mm-mm.
very little smell. I mean,
Yeah. Not much going on there. It's very, very opaque.
your alcohol
You
water.
can see fine details through the glass.
I bet they make a good alcoholic seltzer though, because this is a good base.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's enjoyable if you're looking for a quick drink.
That, and if you're, watching the waste. I mean, that's I imagine some, of those wealthy, people that are exercise all day and have like one beer. This is probably that one beer they have.
I mean, that's
I
less
was doing sales for this company when the stuff launched, and it made a killing. It did good. It still does good.
Well, let's
it's less calories in the soda.
yeah, right.
so-
Yeah.
Well, let's enjoy our light beer, and I was going to change some stuff around a little bit, and I wanted to review quickly Overwatch 2, since I put a bunch of time into that recently, and that may be a game that our listeners are interested in. So I downloaded it this weekend, and I put an insane amount of hours into it. I stayed up till 5 o'clock in the morning last night.
No kidding.
Playing the game. And just trying to kind of... I think the first Overwatch, I only played I played it a couple times in beta. And so I'm familiar with the game, but I had never really sunk a lot of time into it. And so I think... and the difference between this one and that one is that it went from 6v6 to 5v5. So...
I wondered what the difference was, because I played the original a little bit, and I actually just downloaded it and played it before we came on for half an hour.
You made it one more step than me. I downloaded it.
Well, Battle.net nearly screwed me over. That was annoying, this whole get-go, because I already had an account, and then it wanted the phone number, and it's like, this phone number's already on an account, and... Because I tried to sign in with my Google, and it was just like... Ugh.
My understanding is that they waived the phone account thing because...
It wouldn't let me...
They were having so many issues. Oh, really?
Yeah.
It just let me right in.
And then it would go... It kept... And then it would... Because I logged in on my phone with I did the QR code, logged in with my Google account, and it created a new Battle.net account with my Google, and I've got, an old email address that I used for the previous one. But then it was weird, because it would just kind of... whoops out, and I couldn't get into that account to disconnect the phone number from it and disconnect the PlayStation 5 so I could get it back on my old account. Finally managed it, but it took me like a good 15-20 minutes of finagling.
I mean, I know they've been having some pretty serious server issues on top of a DDoS attack, so they've been having some issues with their servers, but yeah, it was pretty easy for me. I logged in, and then I merged my two accounts, my PSN and my Battle.net. It was pretty easy for me.
I can see how it would be easier if I remembered that I had an account on my regular email address and not just on my Google. But once I did that, it was just like, I've forgotten how much I hate Battle.net.
Had you never, with Diablo or anything like that?
No, I have, but years and years ago, and that's why I'd created the account on my regular Yahoo address. But I was like, I don't remember any of that. I'll just, I'll just make a new account on my Google address. And then it was like, nope, you can't, because you need the phone number and it's already on the other account.
Because I logged in when I installed, and then it says at the bottom merge account or something at the bottom, and it actually just found my account. It just saw my PSN, found the Battle.net account, and it's like, is this the right account? And it's like, yep, and I just merged them together. So now I can play on the PC and the.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't do that for me, because I've played Warzone and a few other games that need the Battle.net. I think it was probably because I haven't played any of those on my PlayStation 5. I've only played them on my 4.
No,
so maybe
I haven't played any of that stuff on my PS5.
Well, maybe I just had a bad experience. But anyway, if you do end up doing that, if you log back into your original one and go to your account connections, you can steal your PlayStation 5 or your PlayStation ID back, or your Xbox ID back to the account. You don't need to, if it won't let you into the new Google or Apple Play based one that you set up. So,
well, let's talk about the game a little bit. I just wanted to. So the difference, also, I mean, obviously, it went from 6v6 to 5v5. Also, in the 5v5, in the main game, the competitive or unranked or ranked version of the game, there's a lot of different game modes like team deathmatch and other kind of stuff. But the main game where you're a team, they basically took a tank away. So in the 6v6, you would have 2 tanks, 2 DPS, 2 support. Now you have 1 tank, 2 DPS, and 2 support. So it's kind of changed the rules a bit of the support and made the tanks a bit stronger, I guess. So I don't know. I never really played. When I played Overwatch in the beta, I just kind of ran around and shot people.
Yeah, and then, I don't understand the genre very much.
I don't really understand. I just didn't. But for some reason, last night, I just kind of really clicked in with I'm just gonna play a support character and just follow around the tank.
That was gonna be my question. Which style did you play?
So I've been playing Mercy and Lucio. He's the kind of sound wave guy, and they're both support. So, so I just sometimes you get with a good team, and I can just stick with the tank, and they can kind of support the DPS, and we just you just bowl over them. And then sometimes you get with a team, and you're just no one knows what's going on. No one's protecting.
You get with a team of 4 of me that are all going in different directions and doing their own stuff.
because which is fine in like the chaos modes or the deathmatch modes, but when you're playing the actual team-based mode, you like really need to stick together or like kind of organize what you're trying to, the objective. Like, it's like guard the truck as it moves to the place, or guard the objective or whatever. So I just kind of like really fell into it last night and got into a groove and was winning a bunch of games, and I was just really having a good time. And I'm like, really right now, really, I'm just trying to do is like feel out different characters and figure out what character I really like. And then I was, so I think I'm gonna keep playing it for a while, and then maybe try and do some ranked stuff. But then I put it out there. It's like it'd be cool if we could all play it together because it'd be kind of fun to try that. But I don't know how. We have
hence
such.
why I downloaded it. And,
we have such varying schedules that I will never play it.
I know,
but maybe.
Well, I invited you and Chaser earlier, but
I did
no
see
one
that.
replied.
I was like setting up. I was updating OBS and getting the show ready. But I played a bunch this morning, and so I really like it. I will say, like, I can see the criticisms. Like, it does really feel like the old one. I mean, it plays a bit. It's not as chaotic but like the game looks about the same. The characters, it's not like a big massive update. Calling it Overwatch 2 is kind of I disingenuous. I think a little bit.
I didn't think it was particularly a great looking. They hadn't improved the graphics or anything, and I've played the original Overwatch a couple of times, and it didn't seem. I mean, it felt good. It feels good, and it's fun to play, but it didn't feel like some quantum leap or, But then I've never, I'm like you. I've only played it a couple of times in passing, the original one.
I mean, some of the levels feel the same. I know they are the same, and they've added some new ones, but I couldn't tell you because my knowledge of the first game is kind of limited that I couldn't tell you. But sometimes you just all kind of feel this. They're not very. The levels aren't. I get they're designed for gameplay, but visually they're not like this grandiose, cool level. It's just kind of this cartoony world, but it's not.
Yeah.
I think it's designed to gate you for the game itself versus, oh wow, this is really cool looking level. So.
Yeah.
But I'm having fun with it. I'll play with it. I'm gonna play a while, and then I just needed something different to do, man. I keep like. There's nothing I'm super like, and I feel like maybe I'll play this for a while now. So we'll see how long that lasts. I mean, I played what is that other game? That MMO. I played that for like 30 hours and then bailed on that.
Vigor or
No. What was it? Jarrod?
Fantasy Star?
Yeah, Fantasy Star. I like jumped in that and I was like on that for like 30 hours, and then I just got like, nah, I'm done.
I think I've downloaded like 5 games in the last month to play with you, and you've gotten so many hours, and by the time we even see each other online, you're tired of it.
Just I put so much time into it. It's funny, but anyway, I thought Overwatch 2 was new, and I thought we should talk about it. And
yeah,
I don't know. What did you think of it, Dave?
What did
you think of it, Dave?
Actually, graphically, reminded me of Deathloop. I thought that, but I think Deathloop looks a little better. But I mean, it feels good. I only played 1 or 2 rounds and the tutorials, and I didn't really know what I was doing, but it seemed enjoyable. It was reasonably quick paced. I need to find a weapon class I like, because I think I was a tank in one of them. I can't remember which character, and it was just the weapon was too slow.
Yeah, well, see, that's another thing. Like, tank class is like more to take damage. You're like supposed to protect your. So like you need to play a DPS if you want to shoot things.
Yeah, you got shields.
I'm afraid to play a tank now that they become so kind of like the focal point
central
now.
to it. Yeah. But I mean, it seemed like fun. It seemed the game that I could see myself playing a little.
It's cool that like in the other modes there is like a custom create mode, and if you had like 10 friends in party chat or whatever, you could literally just play 5 against 5 just your friends. They can create that game, so like no one, you could just have. You can also do 5 versus AI. I think you can make it all the other team AI or something. So I mean, there's options to like some of these games you're kind of stuck playing online with people, but there's just some other options.
How long does it usually take to find a server on it?
Oh, it's quick, man. So many people.
Pretty quick.
This has always been a popular game. It's a Blizzard game, so yeah, it's pretty quick. I think the longest I waited last night was like maybe a minute.
Well, people can't play Overwatch 1. So,
Right,
I mean,
right,
they kind of got
Yeah,
forced. That's why they're getting all those attacks. So yeah, all those
Yeah.
people are trying to play too.
they're kind of pissed off. But all that stuff kind
Yeah.
of carries over too. So
Did they get rid of Overwatch 1, or is it
yeah,
just been
this is
like...
basically the just replace. This is like Overwatch, not really Overwatch 2, but Overwatch like version, 0.2. You
Yeah.
know, like it's just the same game, but now it does other stuff. Anyway, it's cool. I enjoy it. I hope we get to play it sometime. I think it would be fun. All of us trying to figure it out.
Yep.
All right. Are we ready to kind of final critique this delicious light beer?
Yeah. I'm on my second can.
About halfway through this first can, I think. It's kind of...
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's beer. It's slightly beer flavored water.
It's an extra light beer, and it tastes like an extra light beer.
I don't think it's extra light. Do you think it's extra light?
Well, I mean, it's like low carbs and all that stuff.
Called it superior light beer.
It's a superior light beer.
Superior.
But isn't like most light beers like
Yeah.
4.2 or 4.5, right?
Well, alcohol-wise, yeah, probably. 95 calories, 2.6 carbs.
I think the only reason I would ever buy this is if I wanted booze and I was worried about calories. But to be quite honest, if I want booze and I'm worried about calories, I just drink whiskey or liquor because it's about the same amount of calories for the amount of booze you're getting.
I mean, honestly, isn't Miller Lite its calories 96?
I think so, yeah.
And Miller Lite tastes like fucking beer. That's what I like about Miller Lite. It's a light beer that tastes like fucking beer.
Yeah.
The only problem the other thing is I could probably get really screwed up on this.
Oh yeah, just
it's not.
it.
Yeah, it's not very strong and it doesn't taste of much. So basically, you could probably just keep drinking it like water.
Well, that's what it is.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys want to rate
it's
it?
Fine. It's sideways.
Yeah. Oh, he's.
I wouldn't say no.
We're gonna give it a 1.
I'm not gonna buy it.
I'm gonna give it down. Of all of the light beers we've tasted, I think this one's just the most bland, uninteresting.
It is pretty bad. Yeah. I'd drink it. It's a 1 out of a possible 3 Chubs. So there you go. A 1 out of a possible 3.
I feel that's a fair.
Jarrod,
I wouldn't say no, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to buy it.
This superior light beer, what are you pairing it with?
Well, it reminds me of something fun that was in the Super Nintendo Killer Instinct. Ultra Combo! Back in the day.
Nice.
So, yeah, Killer Instinct.
I was wondering if you're going to go like Street Fighter Ultra or something like that.
Ultra Combos. Those were the best.
Ultra Combo Extra Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Nice.
2 Turbo Extra.
I'm sure one of you played Killer Instinct, and the combos were just nuts in that game.
I remember trying to play it. For some reason, I don't like that particular game.
I've only played the more recent one.
it.
I think Jarrod and I played it at Best Buy once on Xbox Series X. And
I think so.
I played it on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, but
it's a game.
It's a game. It's a fighter.
Yeah.
It's still around. It has its loyal fans, just like Michelob Ultra.
Yeah.
All right. I thought we just, wow, that's already a half hour. Or 20 minutes, really. We'll just do a regular what we've been playing. And, I'm curious to know if Dave has finally beat Horizon. I see him struggling.
Yeah, I finally beat it. I just mainlined the missions. The story was really great. Even on easy mode, some of the battles were pretty tricky. And then I haven't done it yet, but I need to delete it off my system. I'm not doing the platinum, even though it's not much to get there. I tried one of the hunting trials, and I was just like, ugh. And I just feel
hunting trials aren't the worst of it.
I know, and I don't feel. What I feel though is I feel like the game didn't do a very good job of. I get there's a lot of complexity in there in the ways you can fight stuff, but it's like the controls are kind of a mess. It feels like to me, and I never got beyond just holding down R2 and either getting them with the spear and then shooting the glowy bit, or just spamming arrows at the bad guys and whatever it said they were weak at. And so I don't know, it just never, just as a game, it just didn't gel with me.
Jarrod, I didn't go. I mean, I haven't played it, but did you go back to the original at all? I mean, are the controls that much different than the original, or did you haven't played the original?
I think they're different. I don't think they're much different. Just
We're just
there's a
old.
lot
Dave's just
more
old and like
weapon
just
types.
no patience.
I think there's just
I
a
don't
lot more
know.
weapon types, but there's also like a
Yeah.
lot of there's like I never really used the free arrows or a lot of the combos. I didn't really,
It
didn't
even
really
had like
get
a
into.
supercharged attack. I always forgot
That was the one
about
that
because
was
they
the only
made it
one I
some weird
actually
way to use
used.
it.
Yeah, and then they had some like Valor Surge that I never figured out how to really
Yeah.
kind of
So that
use. So it
a
just
move that you should be able to use, like in God of War, click the two sticks down, is some weird convoluted. Hold this and push this, and I don't know.
yeah,
I used it like twice in the game.
that's really what I found
So
about it. And
yeah,
I do like that the fast travel is free as long as you like basically whenever you go anywhere, just make sure to touch all the campfires, and once you've discovered a campfire, you can travel from any campfire to any campfire for zero cost, which is nice.
Not
And
like
you
the
can get
first one where you had to like build a fucking fast travel kit, right?
you can still get fast travel kits on this, and they are useful if you end up somewhere where there isn't a campfire and you need, or you're like just being lazy. But it was
yeah.
So
it was a game. It wasn't bad. The story was I really actually quite liked. But it was kind of annoyed me a little bit because like the end was really good, and I wish they'd introduced that. Like the grand reveal was a little late. I felt like they could have had a bit more fun with that. But
You can borrow my PS4 disc, Ian.
I have a
I don't
PS5
know, man.
disc.
I don't have a disc player.
Hmm.
But per the, I don't know. There's that rumor that there might be, they might be all going digital and then packaging it with the plug-in disc player,
Detachable drive.
detachable. So like, but then, so
That makes sense.
the possibility with that is that I could probably buy that for
Mhm.
more money, obviously, probably, but I could then get that and plug it into my digital and then use discs. Anyway, that's not here nor there. Are you disappointed? Because you loved the first one. We all loved the first one quite a bit. Are you pretty disappointed that you just weren't into it as much as the first?
Yeah, honestly, it was a game I really liked the first one, and I liked her as a character, and it did have its good. Like for example, it made me think of Mass Effect because you kind of assemble a team
Yeah.
of friends and stuff, but you never really do anything with it, and the dialogue. That's another thing that this game suffers from is it has way too much dialogue that does this
Not
really
important.
boring and pointless.
Mm.
Like every time you go back to the center and your friends are there, it's like they've got little eyes over their head, and it's like it just feels forced. It's kind of, I found myself skipping through a lot of it because I'm just, I could read it faster than they could speak it, and I found myself sitting down and I'm like, oh, I've got
But
half
it's
hour.
the acting, Dave. They're acting.
I know, but I was like, I've got half an hour. I'll play some video game. In fact, the last video game that I remember the cutscenes being actually, the cutscenes in this video game weren't obnoxious. I quite enjoyed them, but the last video game where you would sit down and you're like, okay, I've got 20 minutes now of stuff to watch and read was Metal Gear Solid 2. But those were interesting and I really liked those. Whereas this, it seemed like there was 20 minutes of meaningless dialogue every time you went back, and there were some good nuggets in there about like the actual plot and all the rest of it, but a lot of it was just crap.
There was that. I mean, I understand 100% that whole like feeling of like you like. I remember like feeling like I was gonna beat Death Stranding. When I beat Death Stranding, it's really late at night, and I knew there was gonna be like a long movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize there was gonna be like a 2.5, 3 hour fucking movie that I had to sit through. Like, be like, I gotta go to bed.
I know.
Anyway,
But at least that's something to do with the plot. I mean,
also,
I
go ahead.
It wasn't a bad game, and the plot was good. The fighting mechanics were good. It was just it kind of struck me a bit of like, let's just fill it with content and never mind the quality, here's the quantity.
There's a lot of that.
Places.
A lot of that, Assassin's Creed, a lot of those games,
Yeah.
And then speaking on the whole thing, like the Mass Effect thing, I feel like the first one was that too. I mean, you would talk to those people and they kind of group up, but like it never really did that enough. Like Assassin's Creed is doing that now, where you're talking like you having important relationships, but it's not enough. It's not. Why do it if you're not going to do it like Mass Effect? Because like those relationships are incredibly important.
Well, Saints Row was kind of fun.
They kind of made fun of that, but they don't do it to that level. But like even the latest the last one, Andromeda, didn't really push the relationships like the original Mass Effect, or even like I guess I didn't play much of it, but like Dragon Age does. So,
and here's another part of it.
It's
like
weird.
The map was obviously way too big because I probably didn't even go to a third of it. By the time I was done with the story, this third of it was still in clouds, even though I'd got all the tall necks and, knew where everything was on the map. It was just kind of there.
Even when I got the platinum, there was still a lot of fog around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at least it didn't have one of those trophies where you've got to go every square inch like Assassin's Creed.
Oh God, that would suck.
And there's like
uncover 100% of each area.
Yeah,
I hate those. Those suck.
But yeah, it was a good game. It just wasn't a very tight game, if you know what I mean. It's kind of bloated and flabby. Is the best way of describing it. There's just too much in there and. It needed some good editors.
There was always these rumors, like the first one was going to have this co-op mode, and then they took it out, and then there's like this, like, oh, Horizon 2 will have the co-op mode because it's part 2, and like, I always thought that would be cool. I always thought that would have been a cool thing to like, you'd be able to co-op. I mean, we never play video games.
Honestly, the best thing about...
I think that would have been cool.
Horizon is, though, when you scan the robots and you can find the weak spots and what they're doing, you can kind of choose to... It's kind of nice being able to like shoot the machine guns off them, or if you shoot the fire sack, it'll explode, or you can shoot the armor off bits to make those bits vulnerable, so that they just can't attack you in the way that they were originally.
I just think but like thinking like how much fun like Jarrod and I had playing Monster Hunter World, like if they had added co-op into the game, like so like Jarrod could like set a trap and then like he could like be distract the monster, and then like it could trigger the trap, and I could come behind and like all that kind of stuff. Or maybe they just need to make a Horizon Zero Dawn Monster Hunter game, because I think that would be more fun at this point. Like,
make the battles really dynamic.
Yeah. And then you can kind of create your own character. And I know people aren't, I don't know, I don't think Dave tried Monster Hunter. Or
EA has their own Monster Hunter.
I did try Monster Hunter. It just wasn't my kind of game.
But I like the idea of like fighting these big monsters, and then I think that was
I know what you mean.
Point.
That's what I liked about Horizon. It's like some of the bigger monsters, especially, are like boss battles, and I like that they're not just bullet sponges. I mean, well, they are, but at the same token, sometimes if you hit the armor, it'll be like 3 points of damage, whereas if you hit the critical point with the right kind of stuff, you can get like 400 or 500 points of damage.
Cool.
Which, it's kind of cool.
Well, Jarrod really liked the game. Dave's kind of middling. He's like kind of, I think, what, Jarrod, you like it like a 9?
8.5.
8.5?
9, 8.75, something like that.
Where's
really
Dave then? Dave's like a 7.
Maybe a 6.
Sounds about
a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
I don't.
All right.
It's just not.
It didn't meld well.
It did. Yeah. It was not the game I was looking for.
Jared's a buy it for full cost. Dave's like a pick it up for 20 maybe.
Honestly, knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't. But
I'll probably play it at some point. But I don't know, man. I just had no. I don't know. I just don't have like a high interest. I don't know why that is. Anyway, Jarrod, what have you been playing?
Last night I decided. I finished watching Cyberpunk Edge Runner, so I decided to play Cyberpunk and boost those numbers more. I played it for probably 4 or 5 hours last night and loved every second of it. It's a solid title, great story.
And now
the
that
characters,
like, it's supposedly like really all polished. You don't have run into all the weird bullshit that.
Back when I played
Yeah,
it though, like earlier this year, it was a pretty dang stable game. Without, I wouldn't, I don't recall any like people appearing out the floor or, there were one or two of those actually in Horizon Zero Dawn where like people would just appear.
Right.
Or they're stuck in walls, so you can't. Kill
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember Cyberpunk wasn't like that.
Well, it was at launch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
tell you.
Yeah. So, I mean, they did a recent update. It's like the final update the PS4 is getting, and PS5. I
Wasn't
think
it
is
also called
done.
Edge Runners?
Yeah, it's Edge Runners because they did add an Edge Runners mission in it where I haven't done it myself because I haven't made it that far in the game. I literally just saw like the title card. It takes a while to get there. It's funny because I played a bit of the game before and I stopped for some reason. I think it's because my kids stay up so late. I can't play that game when my kids are running up behind me.
Yeah, some good sex scenes in that game.
It's a pretty vulgar, dirty game.
I don't think I got to that point.
Yeah, so I picked it back up and like an hour later, there's the title card.
Well, here's an important thing.
Going, and it's great.
We were just earlier talking about like Mass Effect and characters and like how Cyberpunk actually does a pretty good job of like the character interaction and the characters playing out. Like you meet characters and then they play out a certain way. So that game actually, because like Witcher, it does a good job with that. I am actually excited to play the DLC that's coming out. So like I'll jump back in once that DLC drops. I think because it Phantom Liberties and Keanu's back. I'm interested. I'm gonna pick that up.
Yeah, I might give it a whirl. I must admit, what little I played of it, I kind of enjoyed, and then I can't remember why I stopped playing it. I think I just got a little. I think I didn't play it for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then I came back and I was confused as to what was going on. You know how that happens sometimes.
That. It's a big game, so
yeah, pretty big. I haven't been doing a lot of side quests. I'm just kind of trying to troll through the main story and then branch out past that when I am ready or if I decide to, because I want to clear out the main story because I'm really enjoying that so far.
There is some cool side quests
after you complete the main story, you can go and complete that. Yeah, like Witcher. I mean, the CD Projekt Red is really good at doing side quests and creating characters and worlds. So I'm really interested in seeing what they have to offer.
Also, just like trying to go for certain weapons. Man, at the end, man, I was so OP. It was so cool. I don't know. There's some weapons. There's some weapons that you just like jump in the air and just like blow heads off, man. It's just like great. Anyway, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I had a good time with
isn't it to get overpowered in the game?
It is 100%.
Did you watch Edge Runners, Ian?
I haven't watched it. No.
Oh, it's really good.
I watched the first episode.
It really is. I liked it.
It's anime.
I wasn't
like anime,
loving it, but I wasn't hating it. I didn't, I think I need to just watch a couple more.
Yeah, it gets pretty wild. Yeah,
the animated show I really liked and haven't returned to, but I thought was really good is that League of Legends one.
Oh yeah,
that
starts with an A.
That animation is fucking awesome, and I need to get back to that. But there's so much stuff out there in the world.
Yeah,
I know. New series.
No doubt.
Yep.
Dave, have you been playing anything else?
No, not really.
No.
I kind of mainlined Horizon. I was like, I'm just gonna get this out. Yeah.
Gonna re-engage. How about you, Jarrod? Anything else?
Geez, I don't know. I kind of play a little bit of everything. As you know, I played a bit of Hot Wheels Unleashed today, since that's a free PlayStation Plus title this month for PS5 and PS4. So that's pretty nice that it's the PS5 edition as well. And I was having a lot of fun. It took me a bit to get used to the drifting style. The cars really do feel different.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you might need to go around the track a few times before you really get the hang of it. But the game has a really good feel. I like the music. Customizing all the different rooms, like if you decide to customize your rooms, that seems like kind of a waste. I haven't found it.
Creating your own track is like, I mean, you can customate your
like
room and then create your own tracks in them, I guess. But have you played that track where you drive and it flips you upside down and There's some great
Not
tracks.
yet,
Oh,
not
there's some
yet.
great tracks in this game, dude.
A lot of Hot Wheels loop-de-loos. You know, there's a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of that in
Oh yeah.
most of the tracks so far.
Sounds like my kind of
Jumps.
game. I
It's
love.
It's
I used to
burnout.
love-
It's
Just
burnout
get
with
it.
Hot
Yeah,
Wheels,
download
dude.
it, Dave. It's so
It's
fun.
so good. It's so good. Yeah. It's,
Oh, I
Yeah,
used
it's
to, I used to
awesome
love
game.
Stunt Car Racer back in the 16-bit days, and it's very vague 3D, but there was a track with a loop and jumps and like just stuff.
I think this
cool.
was my. It was on my game of the year last year, the year before.
Yeah, you
How long
liked
ago?
it.
I liked
Yeah,
it a lot.
last year.
Yeah, I liked it better than Forza Horizon 5. But
Yeah,
it's a fun game.
I bounced
Oh,
off of Forza Horizon 5 pretty quick because there's just most open world games. There's just too much stuff to do.
I just don't think it's as good. I don't think it's as good as people think it is. I think it's just really easy for you to play with friends. I just don't think it's that good. But whatever.
Yeah, it looks good. But yeah, there's a multiplayer mode. You can do like split screen. I think it's probably just 2-player. In Hot
Yeah,
Wheels.
there's 2-player split screen,
So
or
that's-
there's multiplayer online, so we could play online together. But
Yeah, so that could be fun someday.
it's a fun game. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you should totally check it out, Dave. It's not, you don't have to worry about like weapons and stuff. It's not a kart racer. It's actually just Hot Wheels racing.
It's like
There's no
just an
weapons,
arcade
no blue
racing
shells.
game. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's none of that stupid shooty shit. It's just like if the
Yeah.
burnout
Sometimes I like the
games,
stupid shooty shit.
if the burnout, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's that too. But if if there's a burnout game in the Hot Wheels universe, that's what this is. It's pretty cool. What have I been? I played. So I actually, speaking of race car games, in one of the sales right now, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit was like $3.99. So I just bought it on a whim because it's like cheaper than a beer. And I played a bunch of that, and I was like, oh man, this game is still really fucking good. And then what was cool with that is that then EA released the trailer for the new Need for Speed game, because like Hot Pursuit was developed by Crichton, and now Criterion is back making this new Need for Speed game. So I'm excited for that. So I've been playing that, and then what else have I been playing? I played this free-to-play Dragon game. Also really fun. You guys should check it out. I think this would be hysterical for us to play because it's kind of maddening in some respects, but you basically are just like a knight that flies on a dragon, and then it's like Ace Combat. You just fly around and you shoot
fireballs
and flamethrowers, and like you dive and you speed up, and you can have teams. You can play teams 3 versus 3 or 6 versus 6, and you can group up and.
Sounds like a mess.
It's super fun, dude. It's so stupid, but it's
Yeah.
super fun. It actually plays pretty well. It's probably one of my favorite free-to-play games right now because it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's free and it's fun and it's stupid. I think if we all grouped up drunk and just like flew around trying to kill the other team, I think it'd be a lot of fun. Anyway, it's
Nice.
called like what is it? Century Age of Ashes or something. Yeah, it's super cool. It looks pretty good. It doesn't look too bad.
It's
It looks
amazing how many like good free
Yeah.
to play multiplayer games there are today, isn't there?
Well, they're trying to get that, make that Fortnite money, But it looks like a early PS4 game, but it's fun. I think it's fun. It controls pretty well. I mean, obviously, occasionally you're going so fast and you pull up and you crash into a wall. There's a trophy for there's a trophy for crashing into a wall
More
and dying.
now, if only there was more than 800 gigs on the PlayStation 5's hard drive, I'd be able to keep a lot of these around just in case.
That game's pretty small. That's like 8. That's only like 18 gigs, I think. It's a pretty small game.
Yeah.
Don't they support an external hard drive now on the PS5?
And you can install your new terabyte of flat. Come on, Jarrod, install the upgrade.
It costs more money. That's like at least about 100, $110 just for an extra terabyte.
Really, I should just be like, what's Jarrod want to play? Because, like, it only takes me, like, 2 seconds to download a game. Like, Fallout 76 took me, like, that's like 110 gigs or whatever. It only took me, like, what, maybe 10 minutes to download? So...
It's on my system
Yeah,
now.
it took me about half an hour to download Overwatch, and that was 30 gigs. So.
Oh, no, that was like, done.
Oh yeah, I'd be about hour and a half to 2 hours on that.
Yeah, I'm excited to play Fallout 76 with Nick if he ever. Probably tomorrow, huh? Well, tonight would probably be it because tomorrow he goes
He'll
back to
probably
work.
be tired. Yeah.
Come on, Nick.
Yeah.
Fallout 76, baby. I logged into. Oh, I logged into that and just fucked
Oh,
around.
he has tomorrow off.
And I was just
He's
like,
fine.
how hilarious is this game, man? This will be fun if he plays it. Anyway. Yeah, so that's kind of some of the stuff I've been playing. But yeah, anything else you guys?
I was having to think about what I wanted to get from the retro gaming for.
Oh yeah, next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Portland Retro Gaming
Next-
Expo is next weekend, and
We're
we'll
going
all be
Sunday.
wandering around there. So on the
Yeah.
Sunday, yeah.
On the Sunday, and I have
What's
a
on your
list.
PlayStation 2 collectibles list, Ian, so everyone else can buy them before you get there?
PS2 and I have some PS2 and some PS3 stuff. PS3 is getting very expensive to find games for. There's some games that
I
are
believe
like,
it.
it's like it is literally
It started to get those
it has started.
games.
It
Yeah.
has started. So it's like Jesus
So
Christ.
maybe I should hang on to my copy of Buzz with all the little game controller, like
No,
game show
I don't think anyone cares about
controllers.
No.
Who knows?
that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, I've got a couple of extra Nintendo Wii's here and
I mean, I have my
things
list.
I need to get rid of.
I don't know if I'll find anything.
Yeah, I thought of something earlier that I was going to look for, and then I had the brain fart and forgot.
Our
So it obviously wasn't that important.
friend of the show, Yusuf Hatlani, is going to be DJing all 3 days.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
He doesn't know the set times right now, but we'll definitely see him at the show, and he'll probably be
Yeah, good.
spinning some records, playing some tunes. So that's cool. So we'll get to see him and friend, also friend of the show, Gabe. He'll be there, so we'll get to hang out with him and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like,
Good.
man, when was the last one? 2019? Was that?
It's been a bit.
think it
yeah.
was.
It's been
yeah.
a minute, right? It's been a minute.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I think my brother-in-law might come along with my nephew and
Nice.
play up because I was like, yeah, there's all the free-to-play arcade and pinball and all those consoles set up. You can play Mario and just generally have fun.
I threw the invite out to Ryan, but I didn't hear him out. I mean, he gave it thumbs up, but I don't know if he's gonna come.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if he came up.
No, it'd be a lot of fun.
Just get a bunch of people.
We'll have to
together.
find somewhere else for lunch than Red Robin, though.
Well, maybe it'll be fine.
Yeah, maybe it'll be
Maybe
fine.
they have employees this time.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there'll be,
Yeah.
maybe there won't be a
Funny.
giant comic convention, a Roger Waters concert, and whatever else was going on that night.
Yep.
Yeah, that
We're
was
done.
a busy day.
There's
yeah,
always, there's always Subway.
I haven't really looked to see what's going on in the way of what the special exhibit is. Because the other year they had all the Nintendo game boxes, didn't they?
Oh
that was
right,
kinda
there
cool.
is something going on. What is
Oh,
it?
They usually
and you
have-
got to see the Super PlayStation or whatever that was.
Yeah,
called.
the PlayStation CD or
I could look right now.
Nintendo
was-
PlayStation.
There
but-
was something happening.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked honestly. I still need to buy my ticket. Honestly.
Yeah, so do I. I need to get those two
I'll
tomorrow.
get there.
What is the schedules and events? Master schedule. Show tournaments, obviously. Panels.
Are they doing the Tetris one again?
Oh, they're doing this weird. I don't know what this is, but they're doing this thing. Blockbuster Store open to the public. So I don't know what that means. In
Probably
E146, E145, Blockbuster Store open to the
mean,
public. Like what the fuck?
Interesting. Maybe they have a room designed to be like a Blockbuster because there's a lot of kids that haven't ever seen
And to
like
be
a
quite
movie rental
honest,
place.
Some of the halls in that expo center wouldn't take much to turn them into a Blockbuster. They've got that kind of
Yeah.
carpet going on.
So they're gonna
Yeah,
have they're gonna
totally.
have the Portland Retro Gaming Expo Museum again, and they have the Saturn Arena. Saturn Arena open to the public. I don't know what that is.
Nice.
Huh.
Anyway, I'm quite excited to go see some stuff and play some games.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
have a
I'm
look.
there.
Have a look at all the games that I
Yeah.
remember when you couldn't get rid of them for love nor money, and now they want $200-$300.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
stupid.
actual a panel at the last Blockbuster. So maybe those people have brought a bunch of their stuff to just set up at the Blockbuster.
Or it's about the Netflix movie or whatever that is.
Maybe. That's
Jared,
Who
Jared
knows?
can reminisce how he had all those Super Nintendo games that he traded in for the Xbox and the PlayStation 3 that are now worth like Super
Yeah.
money.
But even then, for when I sold all that stuff, I was able to afford that PS3 and an Xbox 360 at
Yeah,
full price,
and
plus
full price. Yeah.
like 8 or 9 games. You know, that's a lot of money for that collection I had. But even as you said, yeah, now if I sold them, geez, well, that'd be a lot of goddamn money.
I know. I'm going to England at the end of the month, so I'm trying to think if there's anything I want for any of my computers, because most of mine are British, so
Oh,
you don't see much over
they're
here.
doing a Blockbuster
Yeah.
World Video Game Championship. Hosted by Portland and Double Jump Events, the Blockbuster World Video Game Championship 3 is free to enter for all Portland Retro Gaming Expo attendees. What games are they playing? So
That's
yeah, you could
interesting.
be
Probably have to go to the Double Jump website.
round 1 Saturn Bomberman.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I
That,
used
I
to be
remember
really
that.
good at Bomberman.
Down
that had
round 2
the
Downfall
8-player.
OG Plus, whatever that is. Yeah. You can compete, baby. Oh, there's different rounds. So like Saturn Bomberman, there's a 10-player, there's single elimination, there's match mode, there's battle mode, wide stage, singles, no draws, 3-minute rounds, and first player to win 3 battles moves on to round 2. So there you go.
I remember the Saturn Bomberman had some like crazy adapter that allowed you to play like ridiculous amounts of people.
Online.
Well, it must be 10 players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think you had to do it online. It was like a piece. You know how the one on the Super Nintendo had the 4-player adapter? It was like the next generation of that, because the Dreamcube.
Well, don't each Saturns allow 4 players anyway?
Yeah, exactly. But then they had an adapter that plugged into that allowed even more, is what I think.
Yeah.
Seem to recall, but
I think the first online Bomberman was on the Dreamcast.
yeah.
Anyway, that's
Yeah.
exciting. That's like
Good old
historic. They're bringing
Dreamcast.
back the Blockbuster. That means Dr. Disrespect will not be the 3-time back-to-back Blockbuster like back-to-back-to-back 3. Anyway, not important.
Back to back.
Well, you know, anyway. Cool. All right. Well, boys, do you guys have any couch co-optionals? You guys want to like share?
I want to second what you said the other week about a Scandi flick, the not Top Gear. What's the
Grand Tour.
Grand Tour? Yeah, but that was a really cool one. It seemed a lot more. It seemed a lot less staged than some of the than the previous ones, if you know what I mean.
A little more classic too.
Yeah, there were a couple of moments in it where you're like, yeah, that's not. They didn't plan that.
I mean, James
Poor
May.
James May, yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, Jarrod watched it too, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
James May, man, full send, dude. Full
Yeah.
send, man. He never does a full send, and he fucking
jeez.
full sended.
Rips it and
Yeah, that
rips
was like,
it.
man, brutal.
I was
And
not
then-
expecting that, dude. I was expecting him to like
man.
break like way down the tunnel.
Yeah,
I was like,
Yeah,
oh
but
shit, he's
kept
gonna
on
hit.
going.
He's gonna hit Jeremy. I like for a moment there. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
dude.
and then you see the
Yeah.
footage, and it's like, bam!
I know.
It really,
Wicked.
it's really brutal. But yeah, I had that, and then the other thing I've been watching is the Ryan Reynolds Wrexham football documentary, which is a little, it's a little cheesy. Like, there's only so much Ryan Reynolds I can take in
I
one
can take it
sitting.
all. I like it. I love it.
So
I'm
I've
into
been watching it like 1 or 2 episodes at a time, rather than
It was.
it's not something I can binge watch, just because
Oh really?
I find him a little. I find him a little too much.
Well,
I enjoy it.
But that's weird though. I mean, how far are you into it?
I've watched all 15 episodes. I
Oh,
think
okay.
the last one comes out next week or
They're
something.
not because like they're not always in them.
No, they're not. So it's like that. That does help, but no, but it's really good. I enjoyed it.
It was weird that this week they released 4 episodes.
Yeah, because they've got one. They've got one more. I'm guessing because I didn't look how many episodes there are, but there are only 15 available. I'm guessing they've got one more because they were in the cup final, even though
They don't make it, but they might make it this year because I've been watching the standings. I've been watching the team in like the standings, and they were number 1 for a while. They got back down to number 2. I imagine they'll get back up to number 1 again. So
yeah. But they didn't do the playoffs yet, and in the documentary or any of that. So kind of like, but yeah, I really quite enjoyed that, and I had it on. My wife was in the background, and she seemed to kind of enjoy it. And then last but not least, the Orville. I've been watching that.
Oh. That's weird. Okay.
that's pretty. I'm enjoying it.
All right, cool. How about you, Jarrod? You got something you want to share?
Well, I'm excited for the season finale of one of the most annoying TV series named The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
Oh, really?
So season finale's next week, and I've been really enjoying that show. I think it's solid.
Cool.
Yeah.
Um.
And pretty soon, Vampire Survivors is going to get their 1.0 release, so I'm pretty excited about that. I think that's in a week or a week and a half, so that's something I want.
I'm trying to think about like what I've been watching, and like I think I've already shared. Like, I don't think I have. I mean, didn't I already recommend She-Hulk? I feel like everything. I don't watch a lot of stuff, so I could.
Me neither.
You also tend to watch when you watch stuff. You also tend to watch it in quite a short time frame, if you know what I mean.
Here, I'll do this. I recommend Blonde. I know everyone's trying to shit this movie, and I get it. It's NC-17, so people are trying to shit on this movie. But I think this movie is pretty fucking cool from an artistic standpoint. It's not supposed to be this like kind of like paint by numbers biopic. I think it's like artistically interesting. I think I'm forgetting her name right now, but the girl, the actress that plays Marilyn Monroe, I think she's fucking awesome in the movie. There's some questionable shit in the movie, but as far as like a horror film, kind of like thriller, intense, like fucked up movie, it's like pretty. There's not like that much sex in it. That's the crazy thing. It's more like just like what the fuck is this kind of shit. It's like almost 3 hours long. So like I feel like the NC-17 is like when you look at like Requiem for a Dream, and you like I get why that was NC-17. I don't really get why this movie was NC-17, but whatever. But I'm gonna recommend it. I feel like everyone's wants to hate on it and wants to like shit it down, and this is not gonna be a movie.
But they should watch it first.
I don't think the normal populace is not gonna want to watch this movie. But if you're a filmmaker and you're interested in film, I think it's an interesting movie to watch. I think it's shot really cool. I think there's a lot of.
It's
like, cool
not without
shots.
merit, is what you're saying.
Right. I think it's not a shitty movie. Whether you can dislike it, but I don't think it's like.
You can dislike the story and the politics, maybe, but not.
Well, it's just really weird. It's not like even
politics,
like that kind of movie. It's just a weird. You have to. Like I did. I looked at it. I was like, oh my god, this is like 3 hours long, and then I watched it. And it's like it was over. And it's like what? I just that's like a movie like. And I can, grasp the fact that like it wasn't perfect, but like it engaged me, and I was like, "What is going on?" And so, don't believe everybody that's trying to cancel this movie. Give it a try. Form your own.
As soon as someone wants to cancel something, it's like, nope, I want to watch it because they were always trying to cancel like Video Nasties and
form your own opinion.
Movies.
Watch it.
Are you saying did not listen to the internet haters?
Well, we are internet haters.
There's a lot of those.
I think you can find someone who loves everything and someone who hates everything.
Yeah,
it's just like no I doubt. Get, I'm gonna pair that with I also watch on Apple TV Plus the greatest beer run ever. This movie is not great.
I started watching that. I couldn't make it.
It's not great. It's like the most bubblegum. You watch it and you know exactly where it's gonna go. It's like happy-go-lucky. It's like they're taking this like intense, awful war and kind of making a joke of it. But the movie knows that. But at the same time, I don't know. You turn it off. It's dumb. I kind of enjoyed it. So like, there you go. 2 awful movies I think you should watch. No, they're not awful in my opinion, but people say they're awful. So, like, I think they're totally watchable. And, there you go.
Nice.
All right. What did Nick say next week's beer was? Woodmere Octo?
Yes, if it's still available, which it should be.
I haven't seen it. Have you guys seen it?
I've seen it somewhere, maybe in the multi-pack or something, but because it's got the new Widmer can design that's like but I can't remember it. Maybe I just saw it when I was looking on the website for something else.
All right. Well, are we gonna record next Sunday? Are we gonna record after the show, or you guys want a break after Portland Retro? You guys don't want to record or no?
We'll see.
We'll see.
I won't be recording the 2 weekends after that. So
maybe. We'll
yes,
try and do
maybe.
it.
That's up in the air.
All right.
Depends on how many good games we play at the Retro first.
Eh,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
We can do a special Retro episode
There you go.
while it's fresh in our minds.
There you go. All right, let's get out of here. I want to thank you all for listening. Remind you that you can leave feedback at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Couch Co-op Shows, all one word.
No hyphen.
Remember also to please subscribe and share our podcast on iTunes or Spotify or Stitcher, Google Play, Amazon. We're available in all those places. Isn't that crazy? You know what's funny? You know what's funny is that we were already available on Amazon. I checked. I made sure we were. And then they sent me an email. So they sent me an email saying, "Hey, put your podcast on Amazon." And so I was like, "Huh?" So I checked. It's like, we're already on Amazon.
Did they have the hyphen?
I was
Is
just
that
like,
what's going on?
no, I was just curious. Like, did we get kicked off or something? And
Yeah.
no, it's just like, oh, they were like, "Oh, your podcast is really popular. We heard about you. Like, put it on Amazon." It's like, what? So stupid. Anyway, so yeah, if you haven't heard about us, find us on Amazon. Anyway, you can also go to anchor.fm/The Couch Co-op Show. You can listen to us directly from there, or, leave us a voice message. And like I said in the beginning of the show, if you leave us a voice message and you're not with the show, I will send you a prize. And we'll also play your recording on the show. So there you go with that.
Nice.
Still no one will do it. Let's see what else. You can watch the video version of this. Obviously, we do it. We're streaming live here on twitch.tv/The Couch Co-op Show. We do that every Sunday night at 9 o'clock Pacific. And you can watch us live, or you can watch us recorded on youtube.com/Milkman Pictures, or on Spotify, because they also allow video podcasts now. Woohoo!
Nice.
Anywho, let's get out of here. I want to thank Jarrod and Dave for joining me here on the couch.
You're welcome.
For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent
Game
to each
responsibly.
other. Drink video games responsibly. Video game beers responsibly.
Don't spill beer on your video games.
Yeah, don't do that. But you use alcohol to clean out the cartridges.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So do that.
So just drink Everclear.
All right, later.
Well, I'm going to open the window and I'm going to go get another beer. It's really kind of hot here, but still